Page 25, Polka. This is a duet. On page 24, you get the bottom part of the secundo or secondo, depending on which country you're from. And on the page 25 is the top part or the primo part. Student does the primo and the teacher does the secondo part. Okay, let's talk primo part. I look it over, it's a page of music long, although it lasts longer than a page, but it's only a page of music to deal with. Treble and treble clef, which is quite common in duets. A lot of times the top part will be all treble and the bottom part will be all bass or whatever. It doesn't have to be, but a lot of times it is. It depends largely on, are you going to use the same keyboard? Can both people play on the same keyboard, or does it take two different keyboards? For this duet, you can do it on the same keyboard because you're way up here and the bottom part's down here. Doesn't matter as long as you stay out of each other's way. One flat in the key signature, this is in the key of F major or D minor. Which is it? Well, if I look at the end, that would be measure 13 where the fine is. We're on Fs. I'm guessing we're in F major. Do the scales and arpeggios for both though, F major and D minor. Yeah. And 2/4 time, so 1 and 2 N. Now, both hands are playing the same note names in the upper part. You're just playing an octave apart. So I'm going to take both hands together here. There's different fingers, but it's the same rhythm, same note names. You're up here because the bottom part's here and the top part's the same note except you got an 8VA. Remember the rule for 8VA. If it's above the staff, you go up. If it's below the staff, you go down. And it only applies to the staff it's next to. If they want both hands to go up or down, they have to put in a note, both hands, or they got to put the sign on both staffs. So since that ABA is only at the top staff, only the top staff's going up. So we're up here. And you can actually move over if you want and sit in front of it like that for it's a duet, because somebody else is going to need to sit where I'm sitting. But I'm too lazy to move, so I'm just going to do it this way. That's 1 and 2 and. Like that? Okay. And in measure 4, when you're resting, the bottom part is doing something fun. So wait, and then measure 5, 1 and 2 and 1, or 1 E and a 1 E and. I don't care how you count it, just count it. That's about as tricky as it gets. So once I have the hands working, okay, I'll go back over it slowly and no hesitations. And it really stands out when you're playing with other people. One other person or a group of people or somebody singing or whatever. If you hesitate, it messes everybody up. So if somebody's going to hesitate, make sure it's not you. No hesitations. Then the articulation, I'm flexing at the wrist, or staccato. And then the second measure, I separate that. If they wanted it connected, they would draw the line, the curved line, all the way to the 3rd eighth note. So separate. So I did the articulation. And then the dynamics. And here it's going to be both hands. You have the melody. The accompaniment on the bottom. So just play both hands loud. And then measure 5, sort of soft. And measure, 12, come down. Come down to like soft. And then measure 13. Now you're loud. Etc. Okay. Do the dynamics. And then the speed. Allegretto's fun, and the two of you have to figure out how fast you're going to go. But generally it's a 1, 2, 1, 2. Something like that. But it has to be accurate. So how fast can you play accurately? If you can't play accurately that fast, slow it down. Because it's eighth notes all over the place, the beat can actually be slower and it can still feel allegretto because of the eighth notes. It's okay. And I'm waiting until the bottom part's done, and then somehow you both got to go together. Dies sol fine at the bottom. The dies means go back to the sign, and the sign is at measure 5. It's a funky looking S thing. The fine is at measure 13 in the third line. The double bars, in my opinion, that's an error. I would not do it that way. That should be a thin and thick bar line. You take a pencil and thicken that second bar line. The thin and thick bar line is the symbol for end of a piece, and it can be anywhere, wherever the piece ends. And so that's, my opinion, should be that. I'm going to play the bottom part over here on page 24, so you can play your part. And I'm going to go about the same speed I just played it. Now, when there's two of you playing and you have things like fermatas and things, you have to work it out between you as far as how long you're going to hold it. And somebody really needs to be in charge. Somebody's got to nod their head or give some motion of, here we go. In the duet, when I do that, and I hold that note out, and you're resting the whole, then how do you know when to start? Well, I'm just going to go ready and go, and then we go for something so we can keep together. But when you're performing for somebody, you're not going to say ready, go. You have to have some sort of emotion up, some indication that you're going to go so the other person knows you're going without having to actually say anything. You work it out. Yeah. That's what practicing and rehearsing together is for. But you can play your part with me if you want. I'll give us 2 counts because we come in on, it's 2 beats in measure. Ready and go and boom, 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 like so. Ready and go and. Rest, 1, 2, and. Hold on, now get ready and let's go.